All right, welcome back, friends. Hear Me Out podcast. I'm joined by the good homies as always. My co-host BT the Blasian Ting, my brother Bruno Franco on the other end. How are you guys doing this morning?
Good morning,
Fantastic.
fellas. Good morning. Good morning.
Always have to say fantastic or well, despite all the craziness happening.
For
Yeah,
sure, man.
2020 crazy year, man. So seeing, so Ice Cube was trying to go do an interview on CNN, and he got the boot. Why did he get the boot, Franco?
Yeah, so he was supposed to be on Chris Cuomo's show, Prime. It was called Chris Cuomo Prime Time, and he got the boot because Ice Cube was receiving a lot of criticism after he made some negotiations with the Trump administration and his campaign for Trump's platinum plan for black people. And people were saying that Ice Cube is now MAGA, like that he endorsed Trump, even though he didn't endorse Trump. Ice Cube went on to retweet an old tweet that he had where he was like, I would never endorse a motherfucker like Trump. So pretty much Ice Cube played a key role in a contract with Black America, which had a series of bills and resolutions for people in our government to introduce into our Congress. So let me show that to you guys right now. Yeah, so I'm just gonna read a little bit from what was written here. The official summarized contract. As citizens and lawmakers both, we are joining to demand the contract with Black America be addressed immediately to finally create the more perfect union all Americans deserve. As such, it is time for a complete paradigm shift in how we run our institutions and operate our country. The problems facing America are too deep and wide to simply reform one area or another. Long lasting solutions demand a comprehensive, thorough rethink of America so that each new approach in each area supports the success of the others. This contract with Black America will provide conceptual approaches in several areas. So there's a bunch of different sections here for specific resolutions, but pretty much it acknowledges that we need systemic change. Um, this will include changes in mortgages, in black businesses, in the Federal Reserve, um, in, we need prison reform, judicial reform, police reform, which is rigged against black people, and it's been established that way for many years, for decades. So Ice Cube reached out to both the Biden campaign as well as the Trump campaign, and pretty much the Biden campaign told Ice Cube to just wait until after the election to support them, and then they'll talk after Joe Biden wins. Whereas Trump and his administration said, "No, come in right now and we'll discuss." And then following those discussions with the Trump administration, they made some adjustments. So I don't see how this is bad. Ice
What
Cube
did he?
took he took his chances where he could, his opportunities where he could, and trying to work with the current sitting president right now, rather than sitting and waiting for somebody who's not offering any systemic changes right now in Joe Biden, and who's saying, "Oh, we'll work with you after." Well, there's no guarantee there that they're gonna work after. Once you vote for somebody, they already got what they wanted from you, your vote. So I want to know what your thoughts are on this, guys. What do you think?
Go ahead, Brooks.
I mean, it's like I mentioned pre-show in one of our group chats that he actually didn't he like you said, Franco, he actually didn't endorse Trump. And he took his chances where he had to take his chances. It's like if the Biden and the Dems are saying just wait and actually just vote for us, do what you usually do. That doesn't create any change, and that's what we need. We need some change. Like we can't just keep doing things as they've been going on. We can't keep up the status quo. Um, and I certainly understand people their angst saying, Trump is a racist. Trump is this, that, and the third. How can you trust him to do this? You know, Black America has always been voting Democratic, or not always been voting democratically, but traditionally that's the way we vote. So it's a risk. It's a risk no matter what. And you're investing your vote into someone that you don't know will actually do these things that they promise. And you know, Ice Cube, he took a chance here, and he said, "Hey, one side is actually wants to negotiate. I appreciate that." In my eyes, he did the right thing. We're going to see if it actually gets implemented or not, but I think it's a good decision.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pedro.
So as far as the Ice Cube thing, man, I think it's great that number one, that Ice Cube is even trying to get on these platforms like CNN and talk about issues like this. Something that you know, a casual hip hop fan probably wouldn't know is that Ice Cube knows his shit. Like, he's been, I guess you could say, politically woke for quite some time now.
He's even more politically woke now. He's been having an evolution here.
Right. Absolutely. And the fact that somebody like him is able to see past whatever differences he has with somebody like Trump, that speaks to his character, and that, you know, he wants to speak to both sides. One of the beauties of this country, and even of Hear Me Out podcast, but specifically Frank Analysis, is that there's so many different opinions and different viewpoints, different perspectives or whatever. And we need to be able to sit down with each other, even if we disagree, and have these kind of conversations. So, you know, the fact that Ice Cube is trying to do this stuff is great, and that Trump, you know, even is implementing some type of change and saying, yeah, let's sit down. It's a bit counterproductive on the Joe Biden side to say wait until after, like you're saying, because once the election is over, after the election, he got what he wanted. So it's disingenuous at that point.
Yeah.
Facts. That's a good point right there.
I don't think if anybody's saying that Ice Cube is MAGA or whatever just because he's trying to talk Trump, is either ignorant or just doesn't know like in anything
they're
about
reactionary. Like they're not looking deeper into what's actually happening here. They're just reacting to what they see, and they have this automatic reaction to anything that they see with Trump, that it automatically has to be bad. Right. Well, yeah, here they're actually extended the olive branch to work with a contract with Black America and Ice Cube.
And he deserves props for that. You know, Trump is a guy who's a man of very like a lot of negative connotations attached to his name. But this is a good thing that he's extending the opportunity to speak with Ice Cube. And again, like I said, it's a beautiful thing when people are able to sit down that they clearly disagree with each other and they're still willing to talk things out. And it's not a good look that Biden wants to wait until after the fact.
Because that's what he expects also, because that's what the Democrats have been doing for years. That's what they're doing right now with all these rappers. Like, it was Jermaine Dupri and like all these other guys doing concerts and like rap battles and freestyles for Joe Biden when he's not even offering anything.
Yeah, I saw that. That looked for them. That's really irritating to see. Like, yeah, we don't need rap battles to vote or to you know be incentivized to vote. Like
rap battles.
The Biden administration.
But,
I think they were advocating for it. Did they actually do it, or were they just advocating for it and it was like a thing that they were proposing?
I honestly didn't look to see if it actually happened, but it wouldn't surprise me if it did.
Yeah, if it's an actual thing and all that, I mean, that's ridiculous, and that's just another thing of like a lot of pandering.
A whole lot of pandering.
And it's something that I would definitely believe that they would do.
I want to read what Ice Cube said here after the Washington Post published something that said Ice Cube once rapped about arresting Trump. Now he's advising the president on the policy plans. Ice Cube said, "I will advise anybody on the planet who has the power to help Black Americans close the enormous wealth gap." And I want to read a few more other tweets here from people.
You had mentioned how, and let's give a shout out here to Nico House, because he made a video talking about this situation, and Ice Cube actually put it on his official Twitter, you crack like 10K, retweets and likes and whatnot. It's a good thing that Ice Cube is he's looking for he's not looking for mainstream media to post this kind of stuff. He went to independent journalism. That's great. That's a shout out to Ice Cube for posting that.
Yeah,
That's
because
great. And that's your guy, Franco. I know that's your guy right there.
Boy.
yeah, I've had the pleasure of sitting down and interviewing Nico House and also meeting him in person. But yeah, it's great that Ice Cube and a lot of other people in our population are starting to realize that we have more authentic news from people who aren't bought off by corporations, people who are independent, who are citizens conducting conducting their own research and talking to people and reporting the news more authentically than a lot of these corporate outlets that gaslight people and try to create division, such as what the Washington Post said here when trying to create sensationalism by saying that Ice Cube is now working with Trump as if it's like a bad thing and trying to like incite more division with people, trying to get them mad.
What is that based off? How is he working with Trump? What is that based? Just because
technically he is by trying to get Trump to adopt some of those policies that Contract with Black America wants. Or it's better to say Trump is working with them.
There you go. That sounds more.
Yeah. So Irami
it was a simple meeting, and they said what they had to say.
So Irami Ase Frimpong, who's also a content creator, shout out to him. He said Cube went to both camps. Biden's campaign put Cube in the corner and told him to hush until they were ready, and Trump's called him up for a meeting. And you all are mad at Cube? Nah, fam.
Nah, fam.
And then our good friend of the show, Low Servant High Priest, he said, you all must have forgot Ice Cube's just doing what Ice Cube does. If he didn't sign with Jerry Heller or NWA and came out on top, what makes you think he's going to sign up with Joe Biden and the DNC?
Yeah, it's a good reference right there.
I'm telling you, man, everybody got to be able to put their differences aside sometime and just sit down and have a conversation, man. And
yeah, even I know like the criticism here is like, oh, well, Trump is just doing this because it's election year and he wants to look better than the Democrats. Well, at least he's doing that. At least he's trying to do something good to make himself look good. If in the end it's gonna have positive change for the Black community, rather than like not doing anything at all, right? Where like we've said it already, Joe Biden isn't even doing anything right now because he expects the Black vote. Remember what he said to Charlemagne the God: if you don't vote for Biden, you ain't Black.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Medium.
Yeah, and Joe Biden, like he's seeking out the vote from moderate Republicans. He's not seeking out the vote from progressives or working class people who are in a desperate situation, because he said he's not going to adopt the Green New Deal. I have my criticisms with the Green New Deal, but it's at least doing something, and that's not even that's not corporate enough for Joe Biden. He also is not going to defund the police. He's not going to ban fracking. Fracking affects poor communities and communities of color more than it affects
for all.
Richer people. He's not even going to adopt Medicare for all during a pandemic. It just goes to show they don't deserve our vote if they're not offering us anything that will substantially change the system.
And that's not to say that Trump isn't doing the same thing either.
Right.
He definitely doesn't support defunding the police, Medicare for all, no fracking. Like him and Pence were both attacking Biden and Kamala for the no fracking thing. So, I mean, both sides are terrible, but yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, Joe Biden makes it seem, and the Democrats make it seem like they actually like they want to help you, but they're not.
Yeah, that's the main thing right there.
Yeah. Any other things you guys want to say about this?
I just reiterate what I said, man. Like Ice Cube, this is a conversation for people that either know politics like how y'all do, or for people who know what Ice Cube is about. Too many casual narratives that Ice Cube. I'm reading the slander about Ice Cube being MAGA on Twitter, and it's just stupid. It's a casual narrative. People have no idea who Ice Cube is or what he's done in his time as as
exactly. I mean, he was one of the like, if not the first, one of the first political rappers, right? He I can't remember the album names, but his first 2 or 3 albums, they were all like reality rap, as you would call it, or political rap as it is. Like he's always been someone who is politically aware. That's his background, and
even
he met people where they're at.
Yeah,
and that's the most important thing. You can't just beg someone for attention or beg someone for a seat at the table. Like he took advantage of it. Trump is changing his plan. It's just to be seen whether or not it actually happens or not. But he took a right step, and I can't blame somebody for doing that at all.
Go listen to anybody. We'll put it in the description. Listen to "Gangster Rap Made Me Do It" by Ice Cube. Is the guy? This a casual narrative to say that he's MAGA just because he wants to talk to Trump.
Yeah, pure reactionary behavior.
It's reactionary behavior, like Franco was saying. I think we need to do more. We need to do a better. Not like everybody, but the casuals in this situation, do a better job at doing some research before you call this guy MAGA Town or whatever the fuck they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's still saying he hasn't endorsed Trump.
Yeah, never did, never will.
And he's not going to endorse Biden either. He's not. He said it himself. He has a video pinned on his Twitter right now called "Don't Kill the Messenger."
Right.
He's like, I don't trust any of these guys. I don't trust Biden. I don't trust Kamala. And he damn sure shouldn't trust them after what they did and the key role that they played in making the unjust prison system and disproportionately affecting black people. Like Joe Biden, like I say it all the time, he wrote the crime bill. Kamala Harris put so many black people in jail for minor crimes, and then she laughs about it when she goes on The Breakfast Club when she brags about how she smokes weed and how she's Jamaican.
And how she was listening to Snoop Dogg before he was a famous rapper.
All right, I think this is a good spot to close off. Yeah, guys, definitely check out the bills and resolutions that are written in a contract with Black America. Subscribe to HMO, subscribe to Frank Analysis and the Hot Media, and stay informed.
Yes, sir. Bang.
We got to make a decision, and we got to push people to do something big, and do it right now.